the one that's got the fold down the tailplane there. Who also really likes it out here.
Yes. I'm back. Barely. I was super seriously debating on whether or not I was going to do the show today. I missed it last week because I have something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's pneumonia, influenza, COVID, whatever, but I'm really bad off. I'm going on my 10th day of this nastiness, and I didn't really want to screw up the show by sorting and hacking and coughing and all this crap that's been going on. So I've seemed to be at a relatively decent place today. So I just wanted to get something out there, make sure you guys weren't forgotten or anything. I hadn't forgotten the show, and I just wanted to get something out there. So it's going to be a quick one tonight, though, because I'm still having my problems here. I'm gradually getting better, but it is taking a long time. It is very slow. Yeah. How y'all doing? Y'all doing okay? Hope all y'all staying way healthier than I have been. Man, it's been a rough. I've never had anything beat me down this bad, this long. It's really bad situation. You know. Most of the time I just don't have energy for anything. I actually went to work, but I don't feel right about it, so I put up stupid topics because stupid topics. It's been a week, I mean, because it's been rough. Yeah, and I mean, kind of cold or kind of windy today up here. It's actually not cold today. Having to like touch on 63 degrees today, 65, which is unheard of up here this time of year. And the funny thing is, it'll go right back down to 35 tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're seeing some weird stuff, and you can't even fly because it's gusty, breezy. It's supposed to get worse, and it's humid as all hell. It's really odd that. And, you know, like I mean, deadly humid, not like the kind of humid where it's like we've been talking about. Like, okay, you could go out there, but you don't have to worry about like you shouldn't worry about certain levels of humidity intruding upon a flight. You should go out and fly. Yeah, it's like humidity where you don't want to send them out there. Not that we really had much of a chance today, but I mean, like literally, it looked like it rained without it being rainy. Weird day. But anyway, so there's that, and like I said, I kind of wanted to get back to some sense of normalcy because literally for the past 10 days, if I haven't been in bed all day long, I'd go somewhere, get home, and then go to bed. These have literally been my days for the past 10 days. So I had to do something, take my mind off of some things. So here's where we are. And we're gonna build something, just because. I mean, I wow. I have no idea why. I'm never gonna be happy with that, am I? Yeah, it's even enough. I'm always picky about exactly where it is to even you guys see this, but I think it's pretty good, pretty basic for you guys. So the school is straight. Basically, I was just referring to stuff like most people would take you on a mission to be able to fly something or make something straight. I know I wanted to keep it simple this week, so this is why I'm doing it, because this is basic. It's something easy for us to do. You know, it's not necessarily easy, but it is. It is. You have a plane. You can take practically any plane, and make it fly straight, with simple stuff like bihedraling, which in essence gives it kind of like an X-wing sort of look. Enhancing the strakes. You could give it like a set of strakes, basically running down the length of the aircraft. That's one way. I mean, there's multiple ways. I'm going to show you one here. And forgive me, I'm a little bit... I was kind of debating on whether or not I was going to do this, because I am so far all over the place. My focus is bad. I think I should be able to do this, though. At least for our benefit. At least for the few minutes it would take to do this show. I'm just glad to be here tonight. So anyway, maybe another 2 weeks I might be better. Seriously, at the rate it's going, I'm kind of doubting that. At least I don't feel feverish. Okay, so, how many of y'all built like a basic interceptor before? A basic straight on. I mean, even if you're out there never having been a member of any, like, never seen any Air Force airplanes, anything like that, you just been out there, you know what an interceptor does. It intercepts. It's a straight line kind of plane. It's like basically taking a baseball or football or tennis ball and throwing it straight at something, and it gets it, right? So you get the general idea of the plane. So once you got these here, I'm trying to think of which one to give you. How about we give you a little less common version here? Okay. There's two basic versions, and then mostly everybody, like I imagine everybody has built these before. You know, like when you was a little kid, and you're learning about your planes and yourself, what you're going to build and how you're going to design stuff. And like, people, you don't understand, you know, for me personally, like, not only this my eyes don't focus so well right now, and like, this is actually, it seems more of a challenge than it normally would be, because I feel, I don't have it, but I feel like I've got the shakes. So anyway, so we took the fold and folded it in half, all this, so, and keep in mind again, we're keeping this basic. I'm keeping it basic because there's no way I'm in any capacity to form something. I'll be lucky to get this where I'm able to. So I'm sure you've probably seen this thing already. This is really basic, and you take the plane profile and you give it a couple folds here, right? So you end up with your big old Delta Diamond. Your basic Delta Diamond plane. There. Now, next step. The next step of this one is the part that everybody, like your house, this is what you're getting the interception from. Now see, the trick to these though, and there is a little bit of a trick. Like anybody can fold these like this, make them straight, make it tight, you know. But what you're checking out into what you're doing is like how you're gonna form. Like you can tell already when you got to this point that like no matter where you put a wing, doesn't matter how you did it, if you put a wing, you're going to have small amount of wing, right? Okay, so I have this here. I've burned like 5 of these blades before. My friends have ever got these around. So anyway, in making these straight, making these fly straight, like there's usually two lines of thought when you build these thin like throwers like this. Needles, as it were. You can either, it's kind of like your basic planes. You can either give it a nice slope, which a lot of people have tendency, like even to just like only build one plane in their life, but they can keep building that same plane. I notice a lot of them have a tendency to do that. Like they'll take it and they'll go, hey, you'll have a slope there, you know, a slanted wing. And of course, if you see that, you see how what I just did through here, you're gonna take like half of the wing away and give it to half of the body, which not necessarily a bad thing, but not what you're trying to achieve here. And that's where I was going to point this out, because yeah, obviously easy to make certain things straight. It just, you also got to make sure that you actually give it enough glideability to keep it straight. And a slant can work, don't get me wrong. It's just, you got to think both ways. You got to think outside the box and inside the box. So what I'm going to show you is and now you'll notice there's still not, that's the wing. There's still not a lot of wing. You'll notice there's a shit ton of nose. There's that. So there it goes. You got wing, you got, there you go. See the way that works? Look at that. And that is the plane. Now there's somewhere in the back there you got a bit of wing. Even more in the fore area. The fuselage pretty narrow. Actually comes, there is a slant to it. It's subtle, but it is there. You can see it. And this thing will fly straight. Gives it a little bit of, there actually is a very subtle tilted diamond tip to it. Leaves you room for some tape. Leaves you room for flipping out of the nose, so you can rubber band launch these, because the interceptors are prime candidates for that. And it's pretty easy to develop a hitch, because They don't care about that extra weight. And it just greatly increases their range potential. But because of something like this, it's your basic dart, flies good, and you will have a plane, even just like this, it will be straight. You don't even have to tape this. You can, obviously. You could tape various places. You could tape the nose. You could tape it down the length of the body. You could tape the keel, because the keel's got a lot of area there. I don't recommend giving it any kind of winglets, because there's really no purpose. But yeah. Basically, though, what I was getting at, though, is like anything that you do when you do something, like no matter what basic it is, if you have your glider, whatever your glider happens to be, various forms of the gliders, if you have your glider, you said like whatever that is, you fold it again, because your wing is going to be broad. You fold that wing in half, you'll end up with something like this. And something like this, of course, is that straight line interceptor. It's just a quick, easy way to make that particular plane that everybody needs. It's a great show-off. If you're a member for IVPAC with us, you kind of like, okay, you need an interceptor. Doesn't take much to get one when you have something like this. But I mean, like, even if you're the one guy, like, maybe there's a paper airplane competition. 20 of y'all entering the job, you know. One of the better ways to do it at first, I mean, the basic way is to build something like this, because these things are robust, and with a little bit of testing, make sure that they're like straight. They'll go about as far as you throw them. So, if you're interested in distance, these are the ones that have it. I always give these a try. But like I said, though, it basically boils down to, it comes down from any one of your gliders is a extra fold away from turning into something like this. If you have a basic broad wing plane, no matter what it happens to be, even something like a Thunderbolt from NASA's, who's actually pretty broad for their interceptor, broad-winged for an interceptor. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just a statement of fact. But I mean, like, even it could probably fold its wings again. Just what would be the point? And that's all I'm basically getting at is this is straight. You know, these are the ways to make straight ones. If you need it for a contest, these will work in a contest very good. And minor tweaking can actually improve something like this, more so than it's just like a simple, I'm throwing it as hard as I can, as it goes as far as it can. Yeah, there's a little bit of cuts. You can form some canards up here. You could add on canards, winglets up here. Mind you, you don't want to make it any wider than your wings back there, but you want to put them somewhere up here, probably this long, about that wide, you know. Give you good glideability to increase the range, and yet still stay pretty straight. I mean, that's all you're really looking out for. So, they're good flyers for something like that, so I highly recommend looking into it and if you need others like that. Maybe we'll look at another version of it in the future. Just because these are, like I said, these are the show off. These are the ones that you'd probably need to enter, or you know, make some other people look stupid, whatever the case may be. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's your basic. I said this one is the one that started out with folded in half. And again, I'm sure you've seen one before, but I just wanted to throw it out there in case, because it's amazing. Sometimes people haven't. Yeah, it's a pretty good little plane. Anyway, guys, thank you. Actually stayed pretty calm. You know, my chest is a little bit off, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. More things coming. Like I said, I've been totally incapacitated, so there was nothing much out of me of late. Hopefully get back to normalcy here in the coming weeks. Well, okay, it might actually be the turn of the year, because Christmas time and holidays, you know, people and stuff, but hope y'all have good ones. Coming down to the nitty-gritty of the year, so people are going to be with loved ones, and that's where you should be. But from all of us, though, hope y'all stay safe, hope y'all stay straight. And we did make a conscious effort to get this plane out for you. And I actually feel I don't feel so bad about it. I'm just a little bit shocked, because, like I said, the way I've been feeling and the way it was actually, I didn't think it was going to come out as good as it did. So, questions, comments about it, we'll take some. Leave me some comments. Tell me if you flew it. Show me some other ideas on these if you have any. I'd like to know everybody's take. I'd like to know, like, if you've got a particular version that's a glider that you changed up to something like this. So, yeah. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to keep it short, because I'm loopy. I'm out of it. I didn't want to be hacking, so I've been pretty good about that. And yeah, so thanks for coming along tonight. It's brief. It could be short like these. And even if you're ill, always remember, keep it flying.